This is Sophia, our 2012 Mercedes Sprinter van. We're planning on driving her around the world, and so we're converting her ourselves from scratch. It's worth mentioning our bloody audio didn't record properly in these clips, so that's why I'm voicing over to explain what we've done. Anyway, on to the conversion. So we began by removing the floor, the wall panels and the bulkhead pretty early on. We saved them as templates for later on in the build, particularly the wall panels and the floor. Our first major job was to rust treat the interior. Thankfully there was very little rust on the entire van, apart from a few patches on the floor, but there was nothing major. So we prepped the floor by using wire wool to remove excess paint and rust, then washed her down with some mild detergent and a damp sponge, and this was to clean and prep the surface for the rust treatment. We decided to use Red Oxide paint, which we painted onto any rust patches, chip paint and exposed metal, even if those didn't show signs of rust. We want to stop rust from ever developing, so anywhere that was exposed needed some Red Oxide, and we applied 2 coats of this. We then applied a top coat of white metal paint to protect the Red Oxide. We ended up using Hammerite because it was easy to get hold of, but it chips really easily and I don't think I'd recommend it. She looked almost as good as new once we'd finished. One job we had to do for rust prevention was seal the side trims. These are stupidly designed by Mercedes as they leak water into the van and are the biggest cause of rust for sprinters and VW crafters, which also have this bodywork. Sealing the trims is a must if you want to prevent your van from turning into a rust bucket. Removing them takes a bit of a firm hand. I'll put a link in the description to the YouTube video we used, as the guy in it explains it in thorough detail really well and just makes it nice and easy. Trying not to break the plastic, we remove the trims and seal them up with a neutral cure sealant called Silly Rub. It's then a case of clipping the trims back onto the side of the van, and you'll need to do this along the entire van length, but once it's done, you know your van will be nice and sealed against wet weather. After the rust treatment was finished, we applied sound deadening to the walls of the van. We used Dodo Deadmat, which is a popular and good quality sound deadening. This is really a step you don't want to miss out. It makes driving and living in your van so much more peaceful as it prevents the metal body from ringing out too much. We wanted to buy a roll of the sound deadening, but it was sold out everywhere, so we ended up buying a box of pre-cut sheets, which actually turned out perfect for us and made cutting it down to size much easier. You don't need much sound deadening on each panel for it to work, much like you only need to put your finger on a small part of a bell to stop it ringing out. We applied this to the panels, the ceiling and the wheel arches, which should make our home on wheels nice and quiet. Next week we'll be putting in the insulation, which is one of the first major jobs we'll be undertaking. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more, we're going to be uploading weekly videos of the conversion. Until then, bye!